Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. So today we are going to be talking about the new Fenty Beauty. This is the Demi'glow Light Diffusing Highlighter. I did pick up one shade and I will be showing you what this looks like on my skin, sharing with you my thoughts as to how I think the formulation is and what other highlighters I compare it to. So I've got a few highlighters with different formulas from the brand, and then I have a few different highlighters from different brands that I think have a similar formulation. So stay tuned for those swatches and comparisons later on. But before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. If you are new, help me to get to 20K very quickly, guys. We're almost there. I am 19.3-ish. So I'd love to get to 20K like in the next month. So if you think you might want to stay, click that red subscribe button. It's right down there below. It costs you nothing, but it means so much to me. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for deciding to come back and support my channel. I truly do appreciate you and every type of support that you do give me, whether it is shopping through my links, just subscribing to my channel, liking and commenting, and however you choose to show up for me and supporting my channel. I truly appreciate it and I truly appreciate you. So let's get right into this video. The shade that I picked up is Yum Rum. This is the shade 05 and it is the shade that is recommended for my complexion. However, I do have my eyes on a couple of other shades that I'll call out to you that I think will look really nice against my complexion that I'm interested in. Now, I really love this outer packaging of the highlighter. It's this rainbow kind of holographic packaging, and it looks really nice. It's different from their traditional packaging, which we see here. This one actually has a little bit of a holographic to it. It's the Kilowatt highlighter in the shade What a Brat. So it has a bit of like a holographic shift to it. But as you can see, packaging wise, the new ones are smaller and the packaging is a bit thicker, but we're still getting that octagon shape of the packaging. So let's get into the details of this highlighter. It does retail for $40. It comes in 9 shades. And Yum Rum shade 05 is going to be described as a soft rose gold shimmer. These are limited edition, so if you are interested in them, this is not going to be a product that's going to be permanent in the collection, at least not right now. So what is this? This is a skin tone based highlighter. Let's remember that. With a silky soft feel that's infused with super fine pearls designed to flatter every tone for a low-key glow. So this is a lightweight, long-wearing formula that delivers a natural-looking, radiant finish. The smooth glide, non-grit feel blends into skin without disturbing makeup. It improves the appearance of fine lines and resists sweat and humidity. The super fine pearls are delicate, so handle with care. That means don't be having me bouncing around all in your bag. Don't be throwing me all over the way, which I find so interesting. But it is telling us to be delicate, so this could imply that this formula could break a little easily if you're kind of handling without care. Now, what I want to focus in on is this one liner right here, a skin tone based highlighter. So when I read that, I immediately thought, this is a highlighter that I can put on the face whether I'm wearing makeup or not. This actually might be the better highlight to wear when I have no makeup on, but I want to throw a little bit of a glow on the cheeks and be out the door because it's a skin tone based highlighter. This also tells me with that one liner there that there is a shade that is going to be best suited for your complexion. I'm really glad I went with the shade that was recommended for me. So if you go on the Sephora website and you start going through the pictures, they do show you what every shade looks like on different complexions. And then there's a kind of a shade finder. So if you wear the Pro Filter foundation in the 3000s, this is one of the shades that was recommended. But it's also recommended Loose Change, which is a soft light copper shimmer, and then Rich Honey, which has a soft golden shimmer. Loose Change and Rich Honey, I felt were going to be a little deep for my complexion in terms of a highlighter, so that's why I didn't go for them. The other shades, I'm not gonna lie, that I'm interested in is going to be Prosecco. This is a soft light gold shimmer. And then the shade Pretty Girls, which is going to have a soft pearlescent shimmer. So it's not saying that those shades can't work for me as a traditional highlighter, but if this was something that I wanted to put kind of more so on the face, like maybe really just bringing it all across the cheek area, maybe giving me more coverage on the forehead, then I'm going to want to probably stick to a shade that is going to be closer to my complexion, especially because this is claiming to give us a very soft, natural looking glow with no grit, no type of product particles or glitter particles in the formula. And then also with improving the appearance of fine lines. So when I first swatched it, which let me give you a swatch. First of all, this formula feels immaculate. It is so smooth to the touch. Like I just want to keep doing this because it feels so smooth to the touch. This is what it looks like on my finger. And then when I swatched this yesterday on the back of my hand, I immediately, without reading the description, I immediately was like, oh, this is one of those highlighters that I can literally just throw on the face and be out the door. Like I don't need makeup to have this and wear it and it look nice. And as you can see, it really does blend into the skin like so effortlessly. I'll put a little bit more on so you can see it. I'm very intrigued to see how people will enjoy this formulation because I do feel like with how soft the formula is and how natural it's looking on the skin, like it's claiming to give us a low-key highlight. This is not one of those highlighters that will emphasize or that I could see emphasizing a lot of fine lines, maybe even pores and texture, because it really just looks like I've got a good moisturizer in terms of lotion on. Like this is not giving us stark highlight. This is not giving us like the most bling, but let me tell you, honey child, look at this glow though. It is not coming to play. She's just not giving us like grit and like streaking highlight. I think this highlighter is beautiful on the skin. I think it's gonna work excellently for people who do have fine lines, who do have more pores and texture, and if you do have more mature skin. So if you're like, I want to experience a highlight, but I don't want that like streaky highlight, for instance, maybe this kilowatt highlighter, not so much the shade, but formula-wise, it just emphasizes your texture too much. It's just too much going on for your preferences. This low-key, as the description says, this low-key glow, I think is going to be perfect for you because it's going to give you luminosity. It's going to give you glow. It's going to make the skin look really juicy because when I'm looking at my skin, honey, I'm like, oh, she is really, really hydrated. She's glowing. And what I love about this particular highlighter in terms of this shade, I don't have to put a blush on. Like I have on bronzer. I put this on in the demonstration that you saw. And then after the demonstration, I wanted to add like a very light peachy blush color to the cheeks. And I was just like, you know what? I don't even really need that. Like I added just a little bit of a blush, but like you can't even really see it because I stopped applying it because I was like, I really don't need it. Like this bronzer highlight combination right here, chef's kiss. So I think Fenty did this well. So this is the brush that I used to apply the highlighter. I can't remember the actual hairs of this, but I do know this is a natural haired brush. It picked up the product very well, but blended it so effortlessly into the skin. But in all honesty, I didn't even need the best brush to blend this product in because it blends by itself. This is a product that if you wanted to use your hand, you could do it. As you saw me blend it on the back of my hand, it blended effortlessly. So I could definitely apply this type of highlighter formula with my fingers. You could use a brush. I haven't tried it with a damp sponge, so I don't know about that, but I don't see why that wouldn't work because the formula is such an effortless type of formula that I feel like whatever application you prefer to apply your highlighters with, you could do that. I would also say that this highlighter formula would be great. So let's say you have more like drier looking under eyes and you want to lift those under eyes, bring a little luminosity, kind of offset the darkness there. First color correct to really you know, hide the pigmentation. But I feel like this could be a highlighter that you could put down first, then put your like foundation and concealer on top, and it would give you like that effortless kind of angelic glow under the eyes, because the formula is so forgiving and it's not giving you stark highlighter vibes. It's really just giving you kind of that lit from within, glossy, healthy looking skin. Into some comparisons of formula right here. And let me get me a nice little, give me a good swatch right here so you can see that here. And see that there. The first formula of highlighter that I thought about were the Rare Beauty highlighters. So I have two shades. I have shades Exhilarate and the shade Flaunt. So this formula is so stunning. It is one of my favorite highlight formulas. It glides effortlessly on the skin. It's one of those highlighters that doesn't emphasize texture too much either, which is another reason why I wanted to compare it to the new Fenty Beauty ones. So I'm gonna swatch the shade Flaunt just because it looks a little similar in color to the Fenty Beauty one. And oh, y'all, these highlighters are amazing, okay? So here is the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Flaunt. This highlighter also, in my opinion, looks very wet and like juicy on the skin, just like the Fenty Beauty one. And looking at them up close, guys, I mean, formula-wise, they look very similar, like very similar. And the shades actually look very similar too. Looking at them, feeling both of them, when I feel the Fenty Beauty one, I feel the Rare Beauty one, I feel no grit, no nothing. They're like silky smooth to the touch. I would say that the Rare Beauty highlighter is just a little like finer in its formulation compared to the Fenty Beauty formula. But I mean, they're so similar. Like on the face, probably couldn't tell a difference at all. Then I wanted to compare the LYS Beauty highlighters because they also have such a silky smooth formula, but they look literally like wet water on the skin. Another amazing highlighter formula. This is the shade called Genuine, and it is the shade Rose Gold. This is where we're gonna put the LYS highlighter. Now these highlighters give us very, very high shine. Like they don't come to play either. Feeling the formula of the LYS highlighter feels a little more wet, honestly, to the touch than the Fenty Beauty one. The Fenty Beauty one literally like melts into the skin. So when I feel the Fenty Beauty one, like with my eyes closed, I feel like I'm just touching my skin. The LYS Beauty, I can feel a bit more like, when I say texture, not grit, but I can just feel it on the skin. It feels like there's something there compared to just touching my skin, if that makes sense. But the LYS highlighter is also another beautiful formula, similar to the Fenty one in that there's no grit, there's no metallic pieces in it. But the LYS Beauty highlighter is going to give us more bling. So if you wanted something a little bit more like strobing almost, you can get that with the LYS Beauty highlighters. All right, now I want to compare it to 3 different Fenty Beauty formulas. Formulas. So let's go with the Kilowatt formula here. So this shade is What a Brat. And with this formula, we definitely do have some metallic-iness to it. The formula is not going to be glittery per se, but there is some metallic shimmer to it. So you are going to have more emphasis on the high shine formula compared to this low-key formula here. So if you had texture, or if you were someone who liked more subtle highlighters, the Kilowatt formula may not be your preference because it's going to give you more of that like high shine glitter type formulation. This is going to be the shade called Sandcastle. It also is their Kilowatt highlighter, but I feel like the formula is less metallic-y. So I'm going to swatch it right here. This one came in a holiday kit like 3 or so years ago. But as you can see, just giving us more high shine, and it does have a little bit of that like metallic formula to it, similar to What a Brat, compared to this low-key formula here. I wanted to swatch the Diamond Balm. This is in the shade called How Many Carats? Mine is beat up. That's why you see all types of like shades and stuff. Bless it. Bless it. I love this formula. And let's put that right here next to the new formula. So as you can see, the Diamond Balm is literally like a splash of the finest glitter compared to this low res, kind of low key highlight formula right here. So as you can see, definitely no metallic-iness in the new formula compared to the Diamond Balm formula. So guys, those are my thoughts. I highly recommend this new formulation of the Demi'glow highlighters from Fenty Beauty. I think this one is immaculate and so well done. So definitely let me know your thoughts down below. Do you have this highlighter formula? If so, what are your thoughts? What are your comparisons? If there's a highlighter that you think of that kind of jars your memory of this one, leave it down in the comment section below so we all can learn from each other. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad because we love to have you. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.